Hello, everyone, and welcome back to yet another political episode. So, we got some news today. This news can be taken either way. A lot of us are saying we totally agree, but a lot of us said it should have been handled much better. So, the DOJ in Washington will not charge President Joe Biden by the special counsel for mishandling of classified documents. You'd be like, why not? I think he totally should be charged. Absolutely. Because Joe Biden is, despite him being like 81 years old, there's no one is above the law. Joe Biden knew better. And the theory was he was too old and had a very poor memory to give us reliable information. Why do we need him to give explain himself? I mean, yes, this guy says this guy has dementia. This guy met with the old French president who was previously dead, right? He met with this French president back in the 80s. And then he met with the old chancellor, the former German chancellor back in the early 2000s. I want to believe. I know it's Angela Merkel's predecessor. He met everyone. He like went to purgatory and met every single historical figure. Who knows? He maybe went to hell and visited Hitler or something. But yeah, yes, this guy is obviously in purgatory in his brain. Like seriously, he is lost. And the most hilarious thing is the theory is we can't charge this guy. This guy doesn't know any better. This guy is incompetent to be charged. Yeah, I think he's incompetent to be president. And if the DOJ and the special counsel will not indict Joe Biden and charge Joe Biden over the fact and the excuse that he's an elderly man with poor memory, whatever. Like, you might as well, elderly man, poor memory, that should qualify him out. He should be booted out. And really, there should be a law that if you're too old to serve office, if you are mentally incompetent to serve office, you're out. I'm sorry. I don't care if you won a huge majority of popular votes. If you prove to the nation that you're incompetent to lead the country, you don't even know where you are, then I'm sorry. You can't serve. You're no better than a 10-year-old leading the country. I'm sorry to say this. You're no better than a 10-year-old. Because I think we would be much better having a 10-year-old kid. 10-year-old kid would be much smarter than Joe Biden running this country. He doesn't even know where he is. And meanwhile, our enemies, our foreign enemies, are taking advantage of us, left and right. Iran and Hamas launched an attack on Israel because they know that the United States is incompetent under a leader that does not have the mental capacity to strike back. He doesn't have strategy. Instead, he has voices whispering, do this, do that, do this. Iran knows everything. Russia knows everything. Why do you think they invaded Ukraine in 2022? They needed 2 years or a year to kind of get in a picture of what Joe Biden was like in his leadership. They kind of got a little sneak peek when he was vice president, but 4 years later, he gets very old. And he has some recent health issues. That's my timer back over there, so never mind that. It's going to keep beeping, but just ignore it. So he knows he has mental health issues. Not mental health, that's like depression. I want to say cognitive issues when it comes to that. Cognitive decline when it comes to that. Okay? So it's really interesting that you go around and you say Joe Biden's a great leader. A lot of people say he's old. And then we have the special counsel, which apparently is in great defense of Joe Biden. that they will totally defend him because he is old. He's an old man with a cognitive memory. Instead of saying thank you from being safe from the indictment, Joe Biden gets in an angrily pushes back at the special counsel's report that questioned his memory handling of the documents. Yeah, I know that kind of hurted him, right? Like the special counsel even admitted that, yeah, Joe Biden doesn't even know how to handle a document of papers. He's so out of it. How can he handle a country? How can he handle a country? A country's economy, the border crisis, and foreign affairs across the nation. How can you handle that? You need to be mentally well. We're in an era in U.S. history where we're going to start getting into some conflicts again. This wasn't the same like 1990. Joe Biden could get away with this in 1990. Because really, we didn't really impose any threats. We had Libya to worry about. We had Cuba, we had North Korea, Iraq, and Iran. Okay, but to some knowledge, these countries were much smaller. They were much weaker than the United States, and we had an overall superiority, militarily over them. Now, fast forward, we have China and Russia. If China and Russia weren't such a huge threat, because they are a threat nuclearly, they both have good armies, China especially, this would not have been a big deal. The 90s, yeah, it was fine because Russia, we were cool with Russia. We got along with Russia. We got along with China. But of course, the rise of the dictatorships of Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin, they didn't just get along with the United States. They didn't get along with anybody because they're dictators. So yeah, but in final closing clause, Joe Biden's incompetent. Period. The special counsel had to point that out to everyone. I think they also pointed it out because they couldn't find an excuse. They want to keep Joe Biden in office. They knew that also indicting Joe Biden will, first off, lower Joe Biden's chances of seeking victory. Because really, you have a non-criminal and a criminal, quote unquote, running for office of president of the United States. They want to keep it that way. They don't want to have two criminals running for president of the United States. They don't want that. So of course the special counsel is not going to indict Joe Biden. They're totally going to support Joe Biden, but they know that they have to find accurate reason. But you can't just miraculously hold like a classified piece of information. That's like criminal. That's like holding a knife in your hand in front of a dead body and being caught right-handed. You need a reliable explanation. The most dumbest and best explanation that came up was that he's old. They're not wrong about that, and he's mentally incognitive. This may put a dent in his campaign for sure. What do you guys think? Anyway, this has been a special update. In Nevada, we have the Donald Trump caucus. For currently, I'll be doing this video tomorrow. No live reaction, as you know. I'm kind of putting an end to those just simply because I can't do every single race. In Minnesota, it's like 11 o'clock when we start getting the results in the Pacific. And that's not going to work for me. Very busy person, I have to get up early. So unfortunately, I tried to do the lives. It worked, just not. I don't feel like if I can't do the Pacific, then I don't think it's fair to those who live in the West Coast to see their own state's results. It's disappointing, but and plus I am not the type of I don't have the software to do live. The type of you guys like to pick on me with my microphone. Oh yeah, just look at the lives. It's gonna be a humiliation and all that stuff. So we're not gonna dare try to live. I don't want it to go wrong or something like that. So, what do you guys think about our overall topic today on Joe Biden? Do you view this as a positive thing or a negative thing? Do you think of this as a win-lose situation or just a sacrifice? Yes, we had to sacrifice Joe Biden not getting indicted, but in the end, this was a win because the council literally admitted to the whole country that this guy is a mentally insane, a senile and donkey skin. Anyway, I want to thank you all for watching this video. I'll see you all in the next political episode.